good morning, everybody. It's rare that I'm super early, but it's one of those days. I'm doing my morning walk, and I've been in a rabbit hole for 3 or 4 days here, listening to a couple different YouTubers dissect the fitness industry. So that's why you see the title has V Shreds and Mike Chang and all that stuff. And there's just a lot of hocus pocus and scamming, in the fitness industry. And what's so funny is like they just be wearing each other out. But something I noticed is Vishra is the guy who has these over the top claims, spends a ridiculous amount of money on ads, made $100 million, and people were pissed because they're like, "Don't people know this is a lie? Don't people know this he's a scam?" And I'm laughing the whole time because I'm like, 80%, and sometimes I feel like some days 90%. 80% of the population, y'all, they're on autopilot. They get up, they throw some food on their kid plate, they throw on a shirt, and they go to work. What only breaks people out of that is like depressions, recessions. I'm here in a military town, and some people have weird work schedules, but most people are, on base, 9 to 5. They out there. And what happens is when people are outside that realm, like I was at the gym during the day, early, middle of the day yesterday, people were just like, the people that were in there were just college students and retirees. So what you have to understand is 80%, almost 90% of the population, they're on autopilot. They don't they don't deep dive into anything. They don't really research anything. Like the tip of the iceberg is what they know, barely. And so I'm watching these YouTube channels. Yeah, natty or not, this person says they're natural. Well, let's be honest, y'all. I could work out for 4 hours a day, 4 to 6 hours a day, and I'm not gonna look like no Dana Lynn Bailey. It ain't happening. Even if I do it for 10 years, it's just not gonna happen. So we know common sense says some of these people have juiced themselves up. But if you really look at some of these folks, they'd be like, no, no way. I can't believe that. And so that's what cracks me up because it's like it's clear as day. Like it's clear as day. Everybody with one eye could see these dogs every time I walk by are ridiculous. But you talk to these people, that's how oblivious they are up to most stuff, right? So Mike Chang, if you don't remember who he was before Ty Lopez. He actually was before V Shred. He was spending $6 a day, $50 a day, $74 a day on YouTube ads and was everywhere. But here's the crazy part. Mike Chang, you know, really had intense workouts. So no matter how much they want to talk bad about him, it was true. His workouts were brutal, right? That's just one component. And so, and he was Asian. So he's like this buff, good looking Asian guy. And so no matter they didn't like Mike Chang because his ads were the Ty Lopez ads before Ty Lopez, he had like some legitimacy to what he was doing. The V Shreds guy is just like, yo, I've never done cardio a day in my life. And I eat pizza and burgers, and you can too. And so, like, you see these videos, and they're so over the top. Now, why am I bringing up this fitness industry? Why am I talking about this stuff? Because the same thing applies to wealth building, taxes, credit repair. There's a guy on YouTube called Veil of Randomness. And basically, he was an ex boyfriend of Darius Crooks. And he made a whole YouTube channel. And he's got like 100 videos on Darius. And at some point, you're like, brother, listen, I get it. Y'all used to date. You knew him for years. But you was hanging out with the scam. And now you doing all this snitching. So, you know what I mean? It's like, it's so hilarious because you're like, you're sketchy because you're hanging out with somebody sketchy, right? And seeing them do sketchy stuff. But now you're making a YouTube channel of telling you how sketchy this person is, running them down every day. It doesn't make him look good. So he started doing one on Alex Credit, forgot his name, and he did one on Tom Chrisley. Well, people in the comments were like, yeah, do more black scammers. He was like, no, man, no. It's not my goal just to tear down black people every day. That's retarded. That's like backwards. I'm never going to do that. And that's what I want y'all to understand. Like, there is this whole world on YouTube where they're just thousands, thousands of white people scamming. You know what I mean? Millions. And you get in a bubble that's so small that you think, oh, it's only happening over here on my street to the right of me in this little sector. That's not true. And so there's an event happening this weekend, and people have said bad stuff about, several of the people on stage. It's called Wealth Creation. It's in Southview, Michigan, which I think is around the corner from Detroit. Y'all can correct me if I don't know. I'm not certain. But essentially, it's got everybody you can think of in the conference. And so in the conference, you're like, it's got all these people. They can't possibly, how you doing? They can't possibly be bad people at this conference because they're doing so much. They got all these great photo shoots. They got all these great testimonials. But no matter, somebody's gonna see the videos and they're gonna say, morning, some of these people are scams and they've been scamming for years and they're terrible and I can't believe y'all going to this conference. Let's keep it 100% buck. The people at this conference, most of them own businesses, service-based businesses. The girl putting the conference on, yeah, she's got 600,000 Instagram followers, but that's not the part I want you to focus on. She owns 5 tax offices, owns lots of real estate all over Michigan and Detroit. The basics are still the basics, y'all. The basics are owning real estate makes you wealthy to a degree, right? Let's put an asterisk on it because somebody's going to come by later. Erica said real estate makes you wealthy, and that's not true. I already know that's coming. I ain't worried. I wish they cleaned this up. It's looking raggedy. Anyway, so there's people on stage who are real estate owners. Now, the reason I always say Black and Latino population, 58% are renting. Black population, 56 to 58% renting. It's in everybody's economic incentive for us to keep renting. This neighborhood is full of Black owners, full of them. And there's another neighborhood across town in Westover where the high school is, where this one man owns 8 homes in the neighborhood. And he's got Alzheimer's right now, but his family ain't stressing. They've got rental properties. Buffy, forgot her name. She owns a place with her husband, like for dermatology. Her nephews, she put a living trust and has properties in it. And so the kids are 19 working for her and they're driving these really expensive cars. And people make so many ugly comments about these kids driving these cars. And I'm like, it's because you don't realize that they're Black and they have money. This isn't always a black and white thing on this channel. Y'all know that. But I want you to understand, like, wrapping your head around the fact that there is an unlimited opportunity out here. Like, there's nobody capping you. Even when I complained about Skynet, I knew years ago that people were like, yo, just spend the money, Erica. But right now, we're spending about $40 a day, getting about 3 to 5 sales a day. And we got to keep that up. This is what we have to do for our business. And for whatever reason, people think they're just going to show up for free and don't have to pay anything, don't have to put any kind of sweat equity money into something, and it's going to be a massive success. Honey, I never told you that lie. If you heard me say it on this channel, you need to find me that video because we all know that's not true. And the problem with that is we're out here watching people go on vacation, taking photos, doing photo shoots, but we don't see how many staff they got. We don't see who's making all the phone calls. We don't see how many, tax stores that person owns. We don't see how many rentals that person owns. What you're doing is judging from a very limited view. And why is it limited? Because most people don't research anything. Most people don't study. Most people don't look behind anything, right? Just the math ain't mathing, right? You always heard that, the math ain't mathing. I remember I brought a lady on the channel. Her mom bought her a $19,000 foreclosed townhouse in Jolie. I may be saying it around Illinois. Jolette or Jolie, whatever, Illinois. And what ended up happening is she got interviewed by Business Insider. And it was a little bit before, the entrepreneur buzz. It was like 2018. And Instead of people being like, oh my God, I'm so inspired by this article, your mom helping you get this foreclosed property, you walking to work, you taking care of your grandparents. People were like, it must be nice to have a trust fund parent. And I would laugh because I'd be like, trust fund parent? No way, dude. Like, it's in a little small nowhere town in Julie, Northern Illinois. And it was just a foreclosure. She still had to clean it up. But we're in that society where people don't want to read more than the headline. They won't read the whole paragraph and they get mad, right? They're calling her a trust fund baby. They're calling her all this crazy stuff. And really, she's in a small town in Illinois. And I'm saying it terribly, but she's in a small town and her mom just made a great investment. That's it. Her mom jumped on the auction site and then her mom helped her work at the same place she works at. It's nepotism. If Donald Trump does it, we salute him. This lady who's black and mom works at a nonprofit, her mom puts her on, we booing her. It's because we don't like to see certain people win. And I'm not gonna say it's a black or Hispanic thing, but we have a picture in our head of what a winner looks like. And for whatever reason, we get real finicky about who fits in that category. There's a show, I don't think of the name, y'all might know it more than me, where the guy, I think it's 90 Day Fiance, where they picked him a spouse. And so they picked this Hispanic woman, a black male spouse. She made it very clear in her interview, her intake forms, all her stuff. Listen, I don't want a black dude. Like she told him, I don't want a black dude for whatever reasons, but she be open. Now, you know, she just told these people she didn't want to do that. Well, she gets married to the black dude and she thinks she makes more money than him. She's like, oh, I'm not happy. Oh, I'm just not happy. You know, just everything's wrong with him. This is the most boring, clean cut back dude, well dressed. In the end, come to find out he made more money than her. And ultimately what it was is she didn't want him. He came in a package she didn't like. You know? He just came in a package she didn't want. And that's the problem. A lot of people are like, man, I'm surprised your channel ain't blown up. I'm not. I know how most people think. Most people are not deep diving. They're not reading for hours and hours every day. They're not doing a lot of this stuff. They're looking for, on the outside, a package and the quickest route to some money. Erica, man, that sounds like a lot of work. Every time we bring people on for Tech Tuesday, is there math involved? Man, I got a post on the community wall where the guy's making $450,000 off of Netflix. He works at Netflix, but he's bored at his job. So after 4 years, he's leaving. And who is upset? His parents are upset. His parents are like, oh, please don't leave this job. Now, in 4 years, if I pay you $450,000 every year for 4 years, do you think you can make some great investments and figure your way out to a different career, even retirement, something else? This is the problem. People get really tied up to, for them, they're immigrants, they're Asian immigrants. It's their dream for their son to be in this prestigious job and tell people how popular he is. And look at him at this Netflix job making almost $500,000 a year, and he's got unlimited time off. But that's not his dream. That's not what he sees for himself. I hope I'm not losing y'all here too crazy, but I just want you to understand that a lot of stuff y'all are seeing out here are influencers taking photos, going on vacation, but you don't really know the backstory. You don't know they're using points to go on those vacations. You don't know they got married. They're a titanium member like me and Marriott. They ain't paying all that price for those properties like you see. Let me see what else y'all saying here real quick. We like to champion struggle. When you're not struggling, people become jealous. Yeah, I agree with that. Again, these houses here in this neighborhood, there was a time, I think in 2008, where they were low. I mean, there have been some foreclosures in this neighborhood that are like 60K. And so 60K, 80K, just military people losing the properties because they're, PCS and we're not taking care of it. But let's be honest, if you bought the house for 80, less than 90, your mortgage was probably only $300 to $400, maybe at most 600. Let's say you just got terrible credit, all kind of stuff going on. PMI, that's crazy. Look at the graph. It's let's say it's $700. People were losing houses for $700. They were at another duty station and couldn't manage their money enough to keep paying $700 mortgages. Do you think like what you're seeing out here where people you think, oh my God, they're just so rich. Some of these people are buying real cheap homes in small towns and just wait. So these people over here, I promise you, they don't got no permit. But they done came and bum rushed the house, doing everything in probably 2 days. So who gonna come tell on them? Not me. But I am recording it so y'all see. Just how they like, they called everybody. They're like, hey, Jose, Hector, Martin, Chorus, Julio, everybody, come today. So y'all don't see that. Anyway, and so you have these influencers, and the easiest one I can pick out, because y'all know who I'm talking about, Sam Owens. I made my kid. So Sam Owens ain't made no YouTube videos in 2 years. He's back now, but he took a break for 2 years and just ran ads. And what ends up happening is it's just the math. It's the math of it. A lot of these influencers, the past 3 years, they've been running ads. Where did money come from? Is it coming off cards? Is it coming off a business? Right? These are questions you need to know. Would you need to do an assessment? That's why I'm so transparent on this channel, to a point that people think they're entitled to even more information, which cracks me up. But I'm like, dude, like I literally spell it out for you, ABCD on this channel. You can go back to old videos and I am literally ABCDFG spelling out businesses. Yesterday we did the live, and this is how I know, y'all. Like, I know the algorithm is being funky this week. Everybody's been saying it, but ABCDEFG. Like, if you go back and look at the video, she literally breaks down a part in the video. I'm like, oh, girl, you giving the special sauce away. But that's just it. If the average person only watches 12 minutes of an hour video, a person will always have a course to sell, because most people can't sit still for 20 to 30 minutes to hear something. I hope I didn't lose y'all there. Most people can't sit still. It's so bad that I know 3 or 4 girls with courses right now, they only make videos 5 minutes. That's it. That's all they can make them for. Oh, listen, I'm going to the house. It's already temperature's already starting to go up. It's gonna be 99 degrees out here today. And we get into the house. So no, I don't really listen. To be really truthful, if you wanted a whole ads course, it's ads courses are worth $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. I go over it briefly in my YouTube class. I go over general. I bring other people on to talk about it, but I'm literally paying people $6,000 a month to run my ads and CRM. So when people think, hey, does your $97 or it's $297, but I give you guys a coupon off, does it cover this? No, it doesn't, because that's a $7,000 thing. Not trying to be funny, but like there's not enough money or my time to even do that, right? Part of I saw this guy go viral today because he's saying he quit doing calls, right? And I said, you don't have to quit doing calls. You have to keep raising your price. And also, who are you addressing? And what happens is they run all these ads, like long, massive thousands of dollars of ads, right? Like Robbie runs what, $6,000 a day in ads, and so you have this giant funnel of people coming in. And what's funny is I'll literally get on the phone with people. Hey, did you talk about that before? I'm like, dude, we've been talking about it for 4 years. Most people new to the scene and they don't research. I tell y'all this all the time. People are new to the scene, they don't research or they don't reciprocate. I can tell y'all right now, we got emails right now I think about 20 of them. Hey, we're in San Antonio. Is Erica ever coming to San Antonio? Y'all, San Antonio. I drive there. I used to drive around dating this guy twice a week. It's literally 45 miles down the street from Austin, Texas. These same people, I told Enrique, they keep asking that. Tell them, are they coming to the boat party? And people like, man, why you gotta keep talking about the boat party? I have to. Because literally every day, if you see the live, somebody's in here like, where the link to the boat party? Post it every day, email it every day. People still don't see it. They only see it when they're ready to see something. And that's something y'all gotta you gotta understand, these guys and girls out here, I didn't even know about this wealth conference. Somebody sent it to me in a DM, and I said, what the hell is this? They're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be this weekend. You gonna be near Detroit? I'm like, no, I'm in North Carolina getting ready to head to Yellowstone. Oh, well, this is going on. Everybody's gonna be there. And I'm like, everybody who? Right? And I don't ever mean that in a disrespectful way, but I want you to understand 99% of the time, if it's there's events going on every weekend all over the place. This is why I never can get with people complaining about events, because you can literally go on Eventbrite and every weekend, all summer long, there are events in almost every city where you can network, meet people, connect, do what you do. And so I almost don't even fault these influencers who are literally telling bullshit lies in a commercial, because y'all don't want you can't get people with truth sometimes. You just can't. Right? Hold on. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Right? Like we have rise to 20%. I've got over, I think, 45, 50 interviews, and with the top, you name it. You name it. You had to go, if you had to go in the rise of 20% and pay cash to each one of the speakers I have, you would have spent over $40,000. I every once in a while go look at their pages and their price points, and I promise you, if you went and talked to every speaker in the rise of 20%, it'd cost you $40,000. But that's just it. People can't hear that because it would require them to sit still. I've had marketing companies go, hey, let's just start cutting all these videos down to 10 minutes on YouTube. Let's cut all the stuff inside the courses down to 10 minutes. And I'm like, even if you do, people ain't gonna finish it. They ain't not gonna finish it. It's just the nature of people. We send out a massive email every other week on surveys and hey, are you having problems logging into your classes? Are you having issues studying? We'll see countless people down bought every course I got. They haven't complete one section. Got 8 courses, no sections completed. None of them. And then be asking questions during the live. I'd be like, baby, you got everything you need right there. Right there. Just open it up. Yes, Google teaches AdSense for free. It does. What people want is the latest techniques. Like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? This is why I don't have ad blocker on my YouTube channel, so that I can go on YouTube and see what's the latest commercials, how are people running their ads, and you learn. Listen. People want to be spoon fed. They want to be spoon fed. Spoon fed. That's the truth of it. They don't want to read. They don't want to research. They want to be spoon fed. So why did I pick Mike Chang and V Shreds on here for the title? It's ad spin, right? Mike Chang made so much money. At one point, he was like, I'm tired of doing this, and sold it and went and did other projects. And the reason I brought on Andy is to show y'all what I'm always saying: if you got 20K, you're still in the game. Now, a lot of people, they want to be in the game doing barely nothing. Come on YouTube, record a video in their draws, and make money. That's not, I've never advocated that. You got to be of value. You got to be of service to get value and service from other people. And so what happens is people start something, oh, it's a scam. I tried to start a podcast. I tried to start a blog. Oh, it didn't work. And you start talking to people, you realize, oh, you didn't. You did 1 or 2, maybe 4, maybe 10 podcasts, and you quit. Right? I had a client the other day call. They had 70 podcasts. I'm like, girl, 70? That's enough for a book. That's enough for a course. That's enough for a bunch of stuff. 70 interviews? Man, please, you can write a book today. What I learned interviewing 70 blah, blah, blah today. But that will require work, right? A lot of times I get on the phone with people, hey, I got this ideal, but I don't know. I'm like, you do know. Internally, in your gut, you know, in order to get further ahead, you're going to have to do some pushing. Whether I'm telling you that, your husband's telling you that, your wife's telling you that, a marketing company tells you that, I'm telling you, I've got on the phone with people. They spent $1,000. I bust down everything for them. They come back 2 years later, spend another $1,000, and I almost tell them the same damn thing. I promise you, this has been my life for the last 6 years, and that's why I'm like, yeah, I gotta go on break. I'm gonna go do some eat, love, pray in Italy. I got to go because what you'll learn is, listen, what's his name? What's his name? Um, Mr. Brown. What's his name? Damn, you know what I'm talking about? Man, he's a real prolific speaker. Yeah, I'm sitting down. He's a real prolific speaker. Black dude, older. Dang, what is his name? I'm forgetting it right now. Les Brown. That's what it is. Les Brown. Les Brown that had the same message for 40 years. It's still powerful. It still encourages me in the morning. But I just want you to understand that, sorry. That's how somebody will hear stuff for the first day tomorrow and be like, oh my God, Becky, look at her butt, right? Like it's brand new to them. You see, I try to turn the camera around. Let me see here. Don't be judging me. It's early in the morning, y'all. Let's just see if I can sit it up there. I can't. So he's had the same message for 40 years. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? That's really what I be want to tell people. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because these people don't care. They're going to come back in 2-3 years and ask you the same questions. We have people in here asking us about Fundrise and stuff we talked about 6-7 years ago. Like, come on, yo. $20, you ain't risked $20 yet into any of these investments? You ain't put no $20 in any of these gas companies? Come on, get Jim Rohn. Yeah, Jim Rohn, Les Brown, all of them. You could literally listen to what they talk about for the next 10 years. And even though Les is still alive and he's at this conference this weekend, Jim Rohn stuff is still good. It's still good. It's still powerful because it still works. There's a big thing people ask me, oh, what is your morning routine? I said, man, if I told you my morning routine, you'd think I was a bum or something. I try to sleep in till 10 because I used to go to bed at 2. Now I try to go to bed at 11 o'clock at night. So I get a full 8 hours because sleep is key to weight loss, key to thinking clearly, clear to going on with your life. And I tell people, I'm like, you learning my morning routine won't change your life. It won't. Some of you are in better positions to go on and do what you got to do. Like I've had people who are pharmacists, people with credit, people with lines of credit. They were so nervous. I'm like, who are you looking for permission to do what you got to do? Who do you need to give you permission so that you can go ahead and live your life? Because you're looking for permission. I don't know why. Maybe because you're married, you got kids, you don't want to risk stuff. I understand that. But that's really what a lot of people are looking for. They're looking for somebody to say, man, this is a good idea. That's why when I get on the phone with people and they go, yeah, I'm thinking about buying this real estate. But I asked my mama and I asked my uncle and I asked my cousin Jimmy. And I go, well, what happened? Well, they all said I shouldn't do it. Does your mom, does your Uncle Jimmy, does your cousin, does any of them own real estate? No. They all renting out of terrible tiny apartments in New York somewhere. Why are you talking and asking them? You're looking for a no. That's really what it is. There's a thing people hate to say it, but they're looking for a no. They're looking for any reason to have a no. So this is why the more outrageous these influencers can be online and be like, yo, you can make 6 figures this year, start a podcast next Tuesday, you're going to have 6 figures. I've never told y'all that. I'm literally doing the live training on Friday because people sometimes get in the course and it's overwhelming. It's a lot of content. And so, which I'm doing it for YouTube, I think in 2 weeks, where I'll just do a webinar, like a walkthrough webinar for 2 hours of like, this is your channel. This is how you get it rolling. This is how you start getting connected to people. This is how you make money. This one on Friday is for the digital real estate class, where I'm just going to show you, listen, this is how you set up a course in 30 days. This is how you get students. This is how you get affiliate marketing. This is how you partner with people. This is how you connect with other people. I'm not even trying to be funny with y'all. Like, everybody that's on that stage at that wealth conference event, if I wanted to, because I don't even know who they are, right? I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't even know who they are. Okay. A lot of them I didn't know who they were. I could literally go to all of them and I can show y'all that in the course stuff. I can literally go to all their pages, their websites, their LinkedIn information. Hey, I need to reach out to your team. I'd love to get your affiliate this. I'd love to promote it on my channel and talk about it. ABC, blah, blah, blah. We're in that climate. It's too easy now. It's too easy with a Teachable link, a Thinkific link, a Kajabi link. Any of these things are too easy now. Really, it's the desire at this point. Because people are like, yo, I'm waiting for the crash. Like Matt and them did right? Let me see what you said here. Listen, my Disney is free for my Verizon account. Listen. Absolutely. Change your routine, change your life. I started listening to Les Brown 2014, started putting to work, and things changed for me for the better. He was in Greensboro, NC, a few years ago. Yeah. I mean, he was also married to a musician at one point too. You know what I'm saying? My biggest thing about the routine thing is, what does your ideal routine look like? Some of y'all got kids. They only gonna be little kids for so long. I never understand and this again, you're gonna be like, oh, you're being rude because you're not a parent, but you only have little kids from 0 to 4 that one time. You don't have them ever again. And babysitting both my nephews, like basically nannying them, being a nanny to them, both for their first years of life, was like mind blowing, because you're experiencing something, you're showing people words, you're teaching them letters, you're getting this, you're helping create a little life, And in this world of, how much it costs to live, why would you set yourself up to fail? Why would you set yourself up to just be out here recklessly living and then have a kid and go, oops, I didn't realize I was gonna have a kid? You know what I mean? Like, we have too much information out here for now. By the time you're 15 years old, you know how your body works. You know how body parts work, right? And so it's the silly stuff you see. So I apply that same knowledge, unfortunately, to people who are watching these ads. Yeah, man, do you want to eat pizza, tacos, steak? Do you want to be out here getting crunk and drunk every night and then still have 6-pack abs? Buy V-Shred, buy this ebook, buy this supplement. Come on, y'all. Y'all know that's not true. Do you know what I'm saying? The same thing with the steroids. The reason I fell into this rabbit hole this past week is I found out someone I knew was on steroids, and I felt like so sad for them, because I was like, that's crazy. Like our body and our lives are so important. That's crazy. And so I fell into this rabbit hole watching these channels, and that's part of why you have this title of this video, is like all these women, the boobs, they got no boobs, they look like little men, right? And it's like they became so obsessed with it, the extreme, right? And this is part of what I want to get to y'all too, but it's such an extreme ideal to that some of these people have. They want to look like little Barbie doll statues and little He-Man concert, little He-Man figurine dolls, that we completely overlook that 70% of Americans, men and women, are fat to some degree, like fat, obese, overweight. And so these people that get out here on this level, and this is also why I talk about the 20%, 20 versus 80%. They got into this thing where they're going to the gym, they're hyped, they're pumped, they've been doing it for years, and they want that next level. They want the next level. So they're taking steroids. And you see it and you're like, that's insane, because of what it does to your body. It's the same when I talk to some of these people who are getting into these philosophy rabbit holes. Whether, we'll go easy picking, like Hotep, brother, sister, let me tell you what the white man's trying to do to you. And you go, at the end of the day, brother, do you have some money to put on this rent? Can you put clothes on your back? Can you feed yourself? Can you clothe yourself? Listen, I'm all about knowledge of self. I'm all about reading and educating yourself. But there becomes this line where we get so deep in the theory of something that we aren't living. Right? So when I see people falling for these ads, when I see people falling for these ads, I'm like, how? That doesn't make sense. And then to say they're scamming, this is the big part of it too. I laugh because veil of randomness, if he sees this, it's no disrespect. He literally was like, no, I'm not going to just bash black people. What are y'all talking about? Well, you have like 200 videos bashing Darius Crooks, cooks, however you want to go with it. And it looks like that's what you do. That's also why I was mad with another creator, because I'm like, dude, like, to say, oh man, there's all these scams hurting black people. Nah, man, the government's hurting black people at times. Taxes hurt black people. Lack of housing hurts black people. There's real crime out there. There's real scams out there. That's not you want to buy an ebook on how to do your credit, and it didn't clean your credit and you spent $25. So now you're on the internet going ham about $25 ebook. Man, they stole from me because I paid for this $25 ebook. And like, no, man, that's insane. All that energy you're using to talk about that person took $25 from you could have been used to go get 25 more dollars. Straight up. Like the stuff I'm hearing online blows my mind, y'all. And I realize like these ads get ridiculous because people are people don't. Again, why was Kevin Samuel so popular? Let's just go there, right? Like the common sense answer is when these women walk out in their daily life, who is interacting with them? If they're not interacting with who they want, why do they think that is? You know, I don't sit here and blame Jesus. I don't blame the government. I don't blame the economy. I don't blame the prison system. I don't blame all these other factors for why, you know, you're not getting Van Diesel or what's his name, The Rock Johnson. That's insane. That's just not even being honest with yourself or even looking at the numbers. That's how you know most people don't research. You got these women calling this man's show, talking about they want somebody to make six figures, and in the black community, that's only 3% of people. And if you don't live in DC, New York, Texas, part of Texas, or Florida, how you gonna meet them? You not. Atlanta, that's it. Maybe some in California, but majority of them, you're not gonna meet them. You're not in the same circles. You're not at the same country clubs. You're not at the same like nightclubs. You're not at the same circles. You're not at the same events. And even if you were by them, they wouldn't acknowledge you. Again, look, the other day, Witch was making fun of this guy. He was saying, how you gonna be 5'3", fat as hell, and be mad at women? Like, as a dude, like you know, they don't like short, they don't like fat, they don't like broke. Pick your poison, dude. like don't be crazy about it. You are the money. Be mindful of how you spend yourself. It's about personal responsibility and the ability to respond. Yeah, you know what I mean? The ability is for them to have to take responsibility for their choices. Right? There was this really great thing where this guy does a great video. If I can, I'll put it in the community tab. He put why everybody's broke, and I like it because it was funny. He was talking about the Ozarks, and he was talking about Beatman's character. There's 3 choices that everybody has that really determines if they're broke or not. It's their habits, it's their choices, and their mindset, or something to that effect. Because we could literally give everybody on this live $100,000, right? $100,000, and in 3 months, some of y'all would be on the way to being millionaires. Some of y'all would be in a cokehead, Whitney Houston level addiction. Some of you would be drunk off your ass in Mexico somewhere. Some of you would be, you know, mad at child support taking your money. Listen, we had the guy in North Carolina win $10 million lottery. He killed his girlfriend. Let me say that right. Not his wife, his girlfriend that he's been dating all these years. You know, these black people date for 20 years, don't never marry each other, because she was texting other men. So it's not the money. He had $10 million in the lottery, and that wasn't happiness. That wasn't happiness. All right? He bought into the lie. Man, I'm winning this lottery. Life is going to be great. No. Right? Come on now. Oh, listen. The waist trainers. Remember how we had the literal, oh my God, the waist trainers and the detox tummy teas and the shits. I mean, it was like ridiculous, y'all. Like, it was overkill with the advertising for that. And I'm like, but you know that's not gonna work, baby. Right? You know that's not gonna work. You can't be eating Popeyes every other night and then think the detox tea gonna do something. That's not how it works. So you put on here, you see the same thing in natural hair space. Women want to know that lace fronts rip your women know that lace fronts rip your hair out, your edges out.
and want a miracle oil to fix it in 1 week. Yeah, and the tension, alopecia, right? You hear all these women, oh no, I just got alopecia. I'm like, baby, yeah, because you've been pulling your hair back, right? Like, you guys see, I've been putting on braids for the beginning of the year because I was doing swimming every day, and working out really hard. And I just wanted to not care, like not have to do these intense hair, natural oil, put the hair care in and all this stuff. I want to just relax. And I literally see comments from people talking about, oh, I perm my hair because I don't even want to do it every day. It's a part of your body, right? It's like putting clothes on, right? So you see, there's people out here that are so, they're damn zombies, yo. That these ads can be ridiculous on YouTube. Of course, the channels that are the stupidest have huge numbers of views. Of course, there's a lot of weird stuff going on behind the scenes with the algorithm. They can't push the knowledgeable stuff to you. They can't. Listen, no harm, no foul, no shade. Like EYL, why is it so popular? Because it has that sprinkle of hood culture to it. Yeah, man, look at me, like it's like, oh man, two men talking. Like, let's be really honest. It's because our culture has so many people mumble rapping and talking like idiots that you have two black men. I'm not saying they're not smart. That's not what I'm saying here. That are just talking just normal, mid everyday conversation level. Nice guys. Met them both. Sponsored 2 different events. They good people. But our people are like, wow, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, blew up out of nowhere. Like, it's for the culture, Erica. You're almost in there like, what's for the culture? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you got to realize that majority of our society want to goof off, party, play, be goofy. And if you tell them 3 simple things on how to get ahead in America, don't have kids out of wedlock. I know, I'm that person. Don't be ridiculously overweight, right? I even tell that to myself. Like, you can go in rooms and just, if you're in shape, folks will deal with you. 3, buy your own house. Buy a property, any property, right? The odds of you, if you do those 3 things in America, shit, I even have a full-time job. Astronomical. That's how people come here as immigrants, and they just slay. They slay. They own up all the town. That's why Jacksonville, Florida is the #1 city for Hispanic home ownership. And it was a black city for a long time. Again, they're very simple techniques, but when you do that, people hate that. They throw all this complications into it. Oh, I can't buy a house because of this, because of that, because of this, because of credit, because of this. But if they want a car, they figure out a way in 90 days to go get that car, don't they? They want that vacation. They figure out in 90 days how to go get that vacation. You got a lot of black people right now with more income than ever in their life, and they vacation and they damn life away. Every week they on vacation. You like, okay, baby, what else do you have? You saw in the pandemic when people start going crazy in them apartments, them little apartments, and them van life people start going crazy. They had to get into some houses. There you go. She signed up for a tax certification next to free, and I'm done by the end of the month, and we'll have leveled up. Listen, that's why I bought on Ronald to the channel the other day. I wanted y'all to hear the fact that he only had 1 cert, and he's a damn manager. But y'all be out here like, well, let me get 27 certs behind my name. That's part of why, if you ever listen to Chris Johnson, what he's saying on there, my Fitbit's trying to come off my arm here. If you really listen to what Chris Johnson be saying, like, you might not need all them certs. You need some courage. Remember Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz? Some of y'all need some damn courage. Let's see what y'all got in here. Finish this out. Chow is a hotel. This is my whole thing. I mean, I'm just using them as an example, right? We could go the other way too, right? The super materialistic, I'm a boss chick, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, what do you do? What do you do? She can't explain her business. Her business is Instagram. And you're like, come on, baby, come on. Come on with it, baby. Come on now. When people be like, Eric, what is your business? I'm like, baby, I'm a media company. I literally I interview guests, I affiliate market, I throw on events, I write books, I have courses. I take that money and put it into real estate. I'm taking my savings right now and building a property from the ground up, because I know it's going to take me $250 to build it. And then it's worth $500,000 to $700,000. Then I take that equity and do what? Pay other debt, build other projects. No matter how many times I've tried to do other things, like, listen, don't listen to nobody, 1, who has never failed, and 2, who aren't going to put their own money up, who aren't going to put their own name on the line for people to trample it. The trucks didn't go as planned. It happens. Life happens. Go look at majority of those people who jumped into trucking, didn't know what they're doing. 6 to 12 months, they were all selling their trucks, right? The guys and girls who stayed in trucking heavy, they had lines of credit. They have a cool niche. One chick only hires felons straight out of jail, gives them their license. Where do you think they're gonna go? They're not gonna leave her. They always gonna be with her. They're gonna drive all 50 of her trucks and they're never gonna leave her. And all her friends that only hire felons, they're never going to leave those people because they gave them a job and training fresh out of prison. Right? Other people you see, they back in their truck driving. I've got a cousin. He owns three trucks. He back in one of his trucks driving. Right? So again, you got to listen to people when cycles are good, cycles are bad. I still got a loan on a personal truck myself. I still got another personal truck. At the end of the day, like, I can't give you step by step everything that's going on because that's just my business, right? There's lawyers, there's shit, going on trying to get stuff closed out. But, same thing with Detroit. You can't really have the difference between, Instagrammers that are meet Kevin and people telling you about the stock market and telling you flashy topics and being super flashy on here is they're not putting their fucking name and money on the line. I put my name, my hairline, my damn stress levels, my sleep, my body, the weight going up and down on the line to build businesses and to ultimately learn, guess what? Your grandpa and your family was right. All roads lead to real estate. So let's just break it back down to something basic, pare all the other stuff away, buy you some rentals. What is everybody wealthy doing right now? They're building new construction. They're buying rentals and they're buying land. Some of them are waiting. Some of them ain't bought property since 2018, but they got 20, 30 rentals and they tenants is paying. They in a different conversation. You see what I'm saying? And so a lot of y'all out here like, what's the new hot thing? Should I get on TikTok? Should I start a podcast? Should I start YouTube? I'm like, pick a thing and be consistent. Just pick a one thing and be consistent. If I wasn't here on YouTube, y'all, I'd probably be at a radio station or I'd be on a podcast. If I wasn't on YouTube, I'd probably be on HGTV with Chip and Joanna Gaines, right? Like, I've been pitched HGTV before, right? And so it's like, but I felt this like I built this independently and from the ground up, and I can, talk about things. And there is some awesome opportunity in being independent and owning your own stuff and controlling your own destiny and all that good talk. But there are also times when I look at people that do Tech Tuesday and they're just punching a clock. They're not having to try as hard. Right. So hope this isn't too rambly. The point of this live stream was, you see these ridiculous ads, you see this over the top marketing. There'll always be somebody that is like, man, they're everywhere. No, they're just running ads. They're just running ads. That's all, baby. Like they just running ads. The totality of things. Yeah. Let me see what else y'all have in here. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to ignore the comments. I'm just wanting to get through. I just did that walk and I was like, let me come around. Sit down. Baby boomers, since I spent half my life commuting, you should too. I'm telling you. That's the thing, right? And you're going to see people go back. I keep telling you, people going to go back in the offices. And here's why. The people that can choose, they're choosing right now. People that are settling, they're settling into like, okay, I may need to pick a career, right? Like the woman that had that song I put in there, she's had at least 50 singers, rappers sample her one song she sung at 11 years old. Does she get paid from that? Yes. But is she a nurse today? Yes, she's a nurse today. She's a grown woman that's a nurse, because we don't, we may not live that dream. She may not be able to live the full dream as a singer. A lot of times what people don't want to hear is there will be a class of people. Nobody wants to believe it's them, right? That's why we never use the word working class, right? We use middle class. Oh, it's so hard for middle class. No, you were never middle class if you didn't own your home. If you weren't making over $85,000 a year, you weren't middle class to begin with. Really 100 and married. I mean, literally, if you want to go there, if you didn't own assets that were up to $2 million and 401ks, investment insurance, all that stuff, you really were never middle class. I've seen people walk into a job. This girl went to go work for not Google, but like a company that Google owned. And she was like, oh my God, they gave me all these stock options. They gave me all this stuff. I don't even know, girl. I'm just doing the match. By the time she left that year, she had thousands of dollars in stock options. Now, she didn't leave. I think she went laterally to another position or whatever. But if she just stick with that for 5 years, she's going to look up in 5 years and have a bunch of stocks, bunch of money, bunch of tech money. And the problem is a lot of people don't want to hear that they're going to be the person that doesn't get to choose. They're going to just have to go get a job. And guess what? Those people are going to be in office. Let's be really honest. I remember I met this guy and we were sitting at a taco place in Austin. All these people out, because Austin was like, we ain't putting on no mask. And he was saying, yeah, I go to work every day. And I said, well, why don't you work from home? I live in a studio. See, that's some people that want to live downtown in a studio. It's so cool because they're near downtown. Oh, I live downtown in a studio. So, I mean, I can't work from home. It's insane. I just would go crazy. It's like a prison cell. And so I go to work. And he's like, it's nothing but me. I think at a building, the building has like 20 floors. It's downtown Austin. It's the one right across from the water, Congress. It has like 20 floors and there was only 400 people in the whole building. They made them stay on 2 floors just to save electricity. So even that's how I know, like, and this is in the middle of a pandemic where they're like, go home, don't touch each other, don't breathe around each other. I read this article about men's lives being extremely lonely if they don't have families, because just the way the nature of our society is, unfortunately, men have men groups. And if they're not in a men group, then they're kind of just one off in it somewhere in the woods, jokingly. And I could imagine there's going to come a time where they go, listen, Jimmy, we can give you 75 if you come in the office and extra benefits, but we can only give you 50 or 45 if you want to work from home. Do you know how many people are going to take that 45 and stay home? A ton. But there's a ton of people going to say, they're going to hear, right? They're not doing taxes. They're not doing math. They're going to hear 75. If I come in, I'm coming in. They just are. They just are. And you're going to have a lot of that. I'm telling you right now, when I went to go interview people to have an accountant and a person that was on staff, handle certain affairs, they were like, where's the office? How many days a week I got to be in the office? And I was like, shit, if you can do the work from home, do it. Just be secure because this is people's information. You have to be very secure with people's information. We have to figure out what's a security system for that. But yeah, trust me, there are going to be people going to these offices. They're going to be on these offices. Listen, you already know. Listen, Queen Latifah, majority of, there's 278 people here. Thank you for being here. I know it's early in the morning. I'm sweaty. It's hot. Just hit a like button for me. Majority of musicians and artists are unemployed bums, right? Like, think about it. Most artists, they're trying to get that big gig. I know a girl who's been on Law and Order SVU as an extra. She's been on all these TV shows as an extra. She's been in the Color Purple musical. She's been in all these musicals. And every couple of years, every other year, she has to almost come back and stay with her mom and do small town gigs or do smaller acting roles, right? Like, she ain't like made it, and she's been on TV. And what ends up happening is when you like Nas, I think, what's the dude that made the Superphone? Ryan Leslie. When Ryan Leslie started talking to Nas and all these guys and telling them, hey man, you got to own your masters or just get you a website, put your music here and control all the music you make from here on out. He changed a lot of those guys' lives. He put so much money in a lot of those guys' pockets. You just saw Chance the Rapper that helped Anita Baker get her masters back. A lot of these people are not living well, right? They're famous and broke. And so Queen Latifah, who has been blessed to keep being working, common sense say get into real estate. Again, all roads lead to real estate. Do you remember Kevin Bacon and his wife? They got caught up in the Bernie Madoff scandal. And people were like, oh my God, Kevin Bacon, is he going to lose everything? And Kevin Bacon and his wife almost started busting out laughing. They're like, y'all, we own rights to every single movie we've ever made. Like, when Kevin Bacon would get in a movie, he'd go, listen, go ahead and cut my paycheck in half and give me the rights. Give me my percentages as an executive producer. Go look up Kevin Bacon's information. Every movie he's ever had, he has royalties. So he's always getting checks. And then they have a bunch of real estate. But when people heard that, they were like, oh my God, Kevin Bacon's probably lost everything. And Kevin Bacon and his wife were like, listen, y'all, don't be worried about us. Worry about all these other people in the scandal. Like, they gonna be hurt. We always gonna have checks. His wife even got on a TV show that year, that Serious Crimes on TSB. I said, yeah, they need to get some more cash. That's what that was about. But she did good on it. Barbershop style intelligence, man. Give me 100K, fam. I'm throwing 50K at new construction. Listen, listen. There's a Hispanic guy, and I'm not, he's super nice. He watched the channel sometimes. He's in Austin, and he's a realtor. And this is what I keep telling my realtors. I don't trust any realtors who don't have rentals. Let me say that again. I don't trust any realtor who doesn't have rentals. This guy is 26 years old. I would love to get him on the channel, but he really in his grind right now. He's super flirty, and I'm like, that's not what's happening between us. Okay. And every time there's opportunities at new construction sites, he's like, what's the down payment? Right? He'll take his clients by to see them. They ain't interested. Him and a friend will go in half and give the deposit. Because when it comes to new construction, sometimes it's 5K, sometimes it's 10K. They'll give the construction and then they'll wait. They keep it very simple. They don't do all this fancy additions or changing up the property. They make it very simple and they wait. So in 2020, when I first met him, they had bought 2 different houses. The houses for $275. Those same houses are worth $600,000. He's put money this year alone on new construction. 10K down. I think he put like $6 grand down. And really, there's some of them you walk in there with 2K and get your name on that property. But that's a whole nother conversation. And now by the time they finish the construction, we go into April, May, that house is worth $579,000. When he first bid on it, it was $500,000 flat. Now it's 500. Its value is $579,000. So this guy's 26, inside of a team, real estate team, and whenever he has commissions, him and his friends like, hey, want to buy this? Because Austin ain't playing. They don't let you as LLC holders buy stuff as much. They let you as a person buy something. But I just want y'all to understand, like, Freedom MMC. Listen, if you got 50K. If you could buy a land lot, like I'm in North Carolina, I'm seeing land lots for 10K. I buy this land lot for 10K. I'm seeing whole acres for 10K, but that's a whole other conversation. I take that acre, divide it into 3, and I take 20K to first start the first project. Just the first, get it charged out, like 20K on this first build. By the time I go to the hard money lender or any of the lenders or the banks, because they love construction, they are in love with construction, they turn around and give you $200,000 to finish the project. It only gonna cost me another $150 to finish a smaller size house here in North Carolina. What am I gonna do with the rest of that money? I'm gonna start working on the next site right beside it. So I'm gonna have 2 houses building at the same time. So that these people, one, don't move into it, and then now I'm just starting a new construction on the second house, and it's gonna be noise all the time. I'm finishing them at close to the same time, and then you just keep rolling. Spec construction is different, but if you're at the boot camp, I love to talk with you. It's a very beautiful thing. I'm in 2 different builders groups, and there's people in the group. I saw them in November. They already finished. Their 2 projects already finished. I'm like, damn. But that's when you have hyper focus. When you can really focus on one thing really hard, you can move fast. Where the lights, fam? Listen, I had to stop walking. I had to sit down. I hate it. I hate it for the culture because everybody's culture, like, I wear cowboy hats and cowboy boots, and is that the culture? There's a bunch of black folks I know. When Donald Trump was in, they're like, yeah, I voted for him, but I can't say it online. I won't be counseled. I'm like, what? It's whack. 3 simple things. Listen, I made a comment to somebody and I said, well, people don't want to be out here having bastards. And somebody's like, oh my God, you can't use the word bastards, Erica. That's horrible. And I'm like, that's the dictionary word. Okay, sorry, she had true not wedlock. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're taking away shame. We're taking away just common sense. So thank you. They will listen. They will tell you just massive amounts of fear. And what I realize is fear from their pocket, right? Whenever I talk about travel, going somewhere, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't spend that money. Oh my God, just getting more massages. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Why wouldn't you do it? This is why who you talk to is important, who you spend your time with. You can't always change your family. Your family is who they are. That is what it is, right? Like, some of y'all mamas always gonna be like, listen to Grant Cardone. Talks about it. His mama was a widower that had to make this little bit of money scratch, even though they literally, think about that. Her husband died 45 years ago, left her enough money that she not only got another house, sold her dream house, got another house, never had to work again. See, that's the part people don't talk about: insurance. That woman never worked another day in her life with 5 kids, but she still had the mindset of extreme fear. Like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'll lose money. Oh my God, oh my God. That's why I don't listen to these people. There are some properties in this neighborhood that was going for foreclosure. And I told y'all that at the beginning of the video. They were going for 20, 30. I was like, y'all, let's buy them. Let's buy. Oh no, the sky's falling. Now these same houses are going for 225, 225,000 from $20,000 and $50,000. There are so many houses in these little parts of near military base that were 50K houses. Nobody wanted them because they over there. Now they're going for 180,000, and everybody's like, oh, I can't believe they're charging that. So you want these people to buy these homes, fix them up 100%, and then still give it to you at 50K? That ain't happening. That's not happening anywhere. No confidence, no courage. It's all decisions. Listen, and y'all heard me say at the beginning, I don't know the name of the show. I posted it in the community wall. The woman said she didn't want a black man. She wanted a man making more to her. She had a very Disney personality, like wanted to be like a fairy tale. She kept saying, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I don't care that he's all into me. I'm not happy. This black man beside her crying. Good looking black man. Makes good money. Couldn't have found out he's making more money than her. He was more into her than she was into him, right? She just wasn't into him. She told the producers, I don't want a black guy. And they put her one and she married him like through the show, you know? And so she just didn't like him, right? And a lot of times it's all choices. Like she had a dude, clean cut, simple, look good, makes money. She just didn't want him. It was not the package she wanted. A lot of times you got to realize that. Erica, used to read the old comments. People, the way Erica talking is too harsh. She's being so harsh. I'm like, I've watched 50 other people's channels who talk harsher than I do, trashing people, stepping on people out there, talking to them like Monique, right? You know what I mean? Like, and they still over their channels, so I just laugh. A lot of factors contribute to it, but here's the ultimate thing. Like, I'm here in this military town where it's the 1st and 15th, where that's how it is. It just is what it is. And these houses have been 80K, 60K forever. There's so many parts of North Carolina where 60, 80K houses. Your mortgage gonna be $300. If you can't get your life together while your mortgage is $300, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? If you can't find some kind of work to pay your mortgage for $300, we used to have a guy over here sold newspapers, like off the corner downtown, living in this very nice neighborhood that's super expensive now because he got in early. You can. There are broke married people. There are people who are together and they just spending every dollar, every dime. There was an article that has 1 in 3 people making $250,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. Just because of mindset. It's all mindset. Who is that? People are so weird in this neighborhood sometimes. Like, what are you doing? The blueprint is already laid, but people rather make it complicated, give themselves an excuse not to cheat. Yeah. Over and over and over. Let me see here. Right. I just want to put, I'm gonna wrap it up, but I'm gonna put this little buggy here. If every day somebody's marketing to you about, man, there's gonna be a food shortage, there's a recession coming, you're gonna lose jobs, they're doing all this marketing to you. And I totally believe in the subconscious. Okay? Subconscious. Why are they not talking to you about how do you win from this? Why are they not talking to you how you can benefit from this? Why are they not talking about how some of y'all can buy some of these commercial properties for so cheap, and now you're the landlord and you can rent out these offices, and co-working spaces are making a comeback, right? Like, WeWork wasn't a bad idea, it just was ridiculous. The investor was ridiculous. Why aren't people telling you that? Guess what? You know, I love it how they call it lifestyle investments, luxury lifestyle investments. Really, it's the original Airbnb model. Before Airbnb got popular, because they're like, oh, 4,000 Airbnbs are going to leave Atlanta. Not these folks who have Airbnbs at these really nice big ass homes. They're not. Most of the people they're talking about are people who have an apartment they're renting, and the city's like, no, thank you. Right? Again, go to Colorado, go to Breckenridge, go out here to Aspen. All these homes be short-term rentals. People owning them. Again, people are out here convincing you that everything's crashing, and there's all these builders are walking away, and these homes. Listen, You build the home for 250 from the ground up, scratch. Okay, you can't sell it for 450, but you can sell it for 350. You still walked away with 100. So even in like a worst case scenario, let's say if the price fell to 250, that'd be, listen, I already believe we're in hyperinflation just off to some numbers. Some cities are, not all cities, not yet. But the way we just lost another farm, chickens, all this stuff. Look on your own for that, right? I'm not trying to go too hotep on y'all. Look at what you're consuming. Why are you consuming stuff that's telling you, oh, you're gonna be hungry, you're gonna be poor? That's a dangerous thing to feed yourself mentally, right? When people tell me about, yeah, all these people scamming, they scamming. Only reason you're obsessed with scams is because you're looking for one, or you're looking to get over on people, or your whole mindset is about getting over on people. That's what it is. That's why when people they talk about scams on top, that they're looking for ways to get over on people, like, consistently. So the show American Greed shows you that there's a ton of white scammers, but you let these people hear it. Oh, black people out here scamming, man. Come on, man. Thank you so much for the 20 hours for telling me. I took my glasses off, so I gotta get close. I have met so many 30 to 40-year-old people unprepared for life. The flaws are showing. Prepare, design, execute. There's nothing like being able to choose your own destiny. Man, Dr. Dix, there's so many people when I come on here every day, they're blaming their kids. They're blaming the environment. They're blaming the city. Yeah, I'm gonna move from Charlotte. Ain't no jobs in Charlotte, but there's people in Charlotte thriving, making it work, doing great. Oh, I'm leaving Texas. You know when people say there ain't no jobs in Texas? I'd be like, where are you in Texas? Right? It's up here. They're not prepared, and they want a reason why they're not prepared. We're not. They don't want that. They got to have an excuse. Right now, when you ask somebody, and this is the biggest thing I tell people, oh, man, why you buy a house? Oh, the economy, man. My credit. I'm waiting for it to crash. It's the same thing people said in 2008 when it did crash. Even if it does crash, which it's not going to do because there's just a lot of mess going on, holding it up, and foreigners holding it up, that even if it crashed, you ain't got 20K sitting on the sidelines. You ain't got 30K. I've already told you just how it works. If this guy, when the house we just drove by, their inner circle of friends, just like I told you about the Hispanic realtor in Austin, the builder's his friend. Hey, man, bring some more people by, man. We got all these houses ain't got under contract yet. Oh, they haven't? Let me go by and see. Man, none of my clients want it. How much for me to put my name down on it? Oh, it's just 6K, man. 2K, 3K. New construction. It's you. Who is he going to call first? Is he going to call you, Rohn, random person, stranger, supposedly sitting on the sidelines waiting for a crash? No, he's going to call his plumber friends, his contractor friends, his other friends. He's going to call the lenders he know. He's going to go through a list of 300 people probably before he even think of putting it to the public. That's why they tell you when you go on loopnet.com looking for commercial properties, everything on there is trash. The numbers are trash and they need to be negotiated down. Because by the time, if they had a deal for an apartment or anything, I've been into this one Dallas apartment buying group. There's like 3 or 4 apartments in Dallas that have been sold every 3 years like clockwork since I moved to Texas. Had at least 5 owners. Every 2 years they sell it, right? And for more and for more and for more. And they're gonna call their inner circle of people first. This phantom, ideal that you're gonna, like, I'm gonna get the crash and everything's gonna be on sale. I'm gonna have a beautiful house. No, their friend that's been a plumber all these years and his wife been begging for a bigger home. When the crash happens, they're gonna call him. Hey, man, listen, I need to offload this new build over here. What you thinking? Oh yeah, let me get my wife over here. Blah blah blah. Let's go. They're not calling you. They're not putting it to the public. Again, when the crash happened last time, people were still building homes. They were still flipping construction. They were doing property preservation. They were still doing whatever they do, just slower, because they were in a different position. That's why I'm telling you, like, that whole, listen, when I go on YouTube, Instagram, and I see all these people with all these photo shoots they're doing, I just laugh. I go, listen, I'm over that. I'm over that. Just give me some lines of credit. Let me go build some 2 or 3 new properties. I'm over it. I'm over it. Like, I'm out here because I enjoy getting on the phone sometimes with people, and it's like they having an actual breakthrough. But other than that, like, y'all have to understand, like, at some point you go, people who get it. People who don't. Let me see. Listen. Listen. I would love to go to Fox Business, but Fox Business definitely, like, Xantos Clutch, you know, Aaron Clary and them, like, they're circle people. Like, I literally was trying to have a conservative ghostwriter write two different conservative books, but I said basically I gotta wait till after the boat party. like they can get it done in 6 weeks, but it's just like you just saw old girl who had the 4 kids. She's an immigrant. Ella Talks Money blew up for spending 1,500 from her STEMI check, right? And bought all those promos on Instagram, and then was on Charles Payne, right? Was on Fox Business. They have a lot of, like, once you interview up there, I'll put it this way, Sandra's Clutch. Once you interview at Charles Payne, depending on who's on the panel and how they like your interview and what you wear and how easy you are to work with, you're gonna interview on like 5 different shows. The stock market shows, the other shows, because they're all in the same studio in New York. If they bring you there on a Saturday, there's only like 3 shows that you can film that day. How do I know this? I talked to a publicist, trust me, and I talked to 2 other people. And when I got pitched by HGTV, if you guys can look me up, I'm actually on HGTV.com. I was on one of their articles. So, but I just keep letting people know, like, there's levels to this. And, you know, if you are, all you see is scams and all you see is bad marketing out here that you're falling for, you got to do a self inventory of it at this point. Bring somebody on. I honestly, it's like, honestly, I'm pushing through the next 77 days of content. I actually want to just go, leave, and be on vacation, which I'm doing after the boat party. Like, I know I keep saying that, and y'all like, oh, you say that all the time. Like, no. By the time September 1st week, 2 of my projects will be close to done. So I'm done. I'm tired. So yeah, definitely come to the boat party. Like, we're doing a hard push for this. The rest of this is gonna be advertising and ads. I mean, here's the thing. There's no point in me. This is my point. You're asking me to bring somebody on to talk to you about Tech Tuesday, about how to pivot in the layoffs. Y'all not even in the game. You're not even in the game. If you have a tech job, what you'll start realizing is you guys know each other. It's a small circle. Ask Tam. There are people always gonna be like, hey man, you got laid off, come over here. Hey Jeff, come over here. I got friends who moved from Samsung 5 years ago. They have called her repeatedly. We'll give you $250,000 and we'll pay $20K in moving fields for you to come back to this state with your new family. And she's like, no, I'm good. I don't need to talk to you about how to pivot. Like, you got to actually be in the game. You know what I mean? And this is what I really want y'all to understand. Like, once you're in the game, you're in the game. You don't need to talk. Like, I'm pivoting. I don't have to talk about it every day. Like, oh, hey, I'm pivoting over here. I'm pivoting. I'm actually pivoting. You actually just do it. Like, that's the part people are cracking me up. It's like, these companies are thirsty. They will hire somebody with no certs at this point if they can train them up. Because those HB1 visas, like when I had those trucks, I was going to have to pay $20K to get somebody here to drive the truck who could quit at any time. Just to get them here. So how much you think these companies are paying, these tech companies, to pay to get somebody over here? Come on, man. Like, I don't need to talk to you about pivoting, because if you're not already in the game, you don't know what you're doing. Get in, pick a thing, get in the game, grab contacts. It's basic ass generic same shit, y'all. If I'm right now the credit solutionist, I'm gonna go find 100 other credit solutionist channels, people to interview, what their marketing looks like, what their Facebook groups look like. I'm gonna just reverse engineer and be interacting with those folks. It's really not a competition out here. There's so much abundance. Y'all literally can network and build and gobble up the industry. You literally could go be friends with 20 realtors who all have, people who need their credit fixed. I mean, it's just so much out here that I don't have to talk to you about how to pivot. Like, get in the game, fill out your LinkedIn, respond to people, go to one network meeting a month. It's too easy. You're not going to be out of a job unless you just are somebody who's a jerk at work, and nobody knows you anywhere. Thank you. Too many. Too many. Again, I can't tell anybody to move or not move. Moving requires at least 2 years of energy. And why do I say that? When you move, you got to spend the next 2 years going to parties, going to events, going to meetups, going to different churches, going to different restaurants, going to different gyms, meeting people. Do you have that 2 years of commitment? Every time I'm on here, people every day, I'm thinking about moving. I don't care that you're thinking about it. Okay. Breakfast is ready at this point, y'all. So let's wrap this up. But I just want y'all to understand, like, when y'all put that on here, I don't care. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like, I'm a little crabby because I haven't had breakfast yet. But like, you tell me you think about moving, I'm not gonna convince you. I've had over 15 people move to Texas. Don't tell me, get here, got the free certification for network administrator over at ACC, and then call our office. One dude showed up at our office in Pflugerville, did not let us know, like, just showed up and was like, "Can I take you to lunch?" Just what I did. I've been here. Don't tell me you're thinking about moving. We've had over 20 people buy a house from Tim Jackson. I'm not certain how the exact number right now, but they just watched the YouTube channel and bought it. Like, you don't got to tell me you're thinking about it. What you really want me to do is, okay, let me convince you why Texas is so good and you can move here and you can have a great life. I'm not going to do that. You have to do that. You got to convince you. This is why I don't, this is why people are like, Erica, why do you have more numbers? Because I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and be like, okay, if you can do it, baby, you can move here. And I'm not going to do that. No point. I mean, it is what it is. Okay, let me finish this out because breakfast is ready. So, oh God, 300 a month. Yeah, the maintenance narrative is like you're lazy. Like, it's when I hear people say they can't cut their grass or they can't do. It's like, come on, just tell people you're lazy. Yeah, I mean, people want this Les Brown. You can do it. You can move and have the life you desire. That's why I did that video. You can have the life you could desire, and you gotta get, like, for what? That's ridiculous. Auntie Eric on the porch. Don't do me like that. Uh, it depends. They got VidCon and Vid Summit coming up here. We'll see. Or in Traffic and Conversions Conference. I wish. The boat party is not sold out. We still have, I think, 15 tickets for the boat. And then we have 30 tickets, more tickets for the vineyard. Essentially, we told the vineyard, hey, we're not going to be crazy. We're going to cap it at 120. Because I already got like 10, you name them. If they're in Texas and they're a YouTuber or a podcaster, they're going to be there. Those people are already locked in, right? People for the boat are already locked in. The early bird tickets, most people already picked those up. The links are always out there. August 19th and 20th, we're going to have a whole winery lockdown. Matchmaker's going to be the band. We're going to have wine. We're going to have food. Got like a black chef. It's going to be litty made lit. And we're going to have live music and we're going to have pictures. And it is what it's going to be, right? But again, that depends on somebody. We're 78 days away from the boat party. Somebody who knows they got to buy their flight, buy their hotel is going to do it. People that are like, I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to try to overly convince you. There's no point. Like, who's going to be in the room. People who've been to my other events, my DC event, my Atlanta event, my other conferences, they've partnered with people, bought short-term rentals, connected to each other. It is what it is. Like, you know if you want to be there. Yeah, it's still available. Look, Michelle's like, I knew it. But that's what I'm saying. Where the link though? I will have to check the link again. Listen, she's flying in from Africa. Okay, come on, man. Boat party gonna be lit. I'm not even worried. Thank you, Sandra. Hit the cash app, right? So that's it. That's what we got. That's what it is. We'll have the links in the chat at the end of this. But that's what I want to do this video just because y'all have to understand. Like, you're gonna see ads on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok through the roof this year because things are slowing down in a general sense. Like people aren't going to be as loose to throw money at courses and conferences. That's why I respect everybody who picks up and comes. I know they're about something. I know they're doing something. For all the people that are coming to the boot camp, like I'm excited to see you in Tampa because there are going to be some partnerships come out of that. You know, there's going to be a lot of good stuff, Andy, and a lot of people are going to work with each other. Just independent of me, right? Like just independent of me, just doing things with each other. Having builder circles, builder groups, people that like I made a joke. I put it in the Facebook group. I'm like, hey, let's go to Portugal. Let's go to Tulum. Let's go to Cabo. Let's have a mastermind. But in order to do all those things, you got to be what? Putting your money together, increasing yourself, growing. Everybody's pivoting at some point. Sorry, this thing is going crazy. Everybody pivots at some point. You just determine what you want to do for you. So there's 300 people here. Definitely hit the like button. We've been here an hour, 20 minutes. I don't walk around the block. Breakfast is ready. I'm rolling. Thank y'all for your time. Thank you for being here. Y'all been real. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this was helpful. I hope it was helps you out. Again, like the internet gonna do what the internet do. Use your brain. Keep it simple. Keep it consistent. Later.